Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for joining. So today we are in the 33rd edition of AI Agile Synergy Sunday webinar session. And we have an excellent topic for today's fireside chat after having a very good panel discussion last weekend, right? On the women leaderships and other things, right? What are the barriers they are facing and how they are overcoming, right? What are their advices, right, for the budding leaders? So today we have a very interesting conversation on how artificial intelligence and intelligence systems are reshaping the practice of project, program, and portfolio management. Now, before I introduce our speaker and moderator for today, I would like to give you a little bit of context around that. Now, project management profession has truly experienced a roller coaster journey over the past few decades. So there was a time when PMP certification was considered almost a mandatory milestone for anyone aspiring to grow as a project management career path. Now, I would like to share a personal anecdote. So I spent 15 years in IBM before I joined to the new organization where I am currently working on. So I started my career around 2003, and there was a right need of taking a project management role at my very early age when I was 2000, when it was 2010. That time I was serving as a project leader in my project. But IBM had a rule that point in time that you can become a project manager, but there used to be something called a job code change. So you cannot have your PM job code. You can become a project manager, you can manage the project, but still your job code will not change to project manager unless you attain a project management certification or the PMP certification. So it was that respected that point in time in order to get into any PMP or project management profession. So I did it, and after that, my job code was changed. And we used to give lot of support to the budding project manager for their PMP certification, etc., and multiple things. Now, then came Agile. Now, fortunately, I was one of those people who had the opportunity to do a little bit of dual hatting of project management at the same time, right? Agile consulting. And during my Agile consulting, I have witnessed the anxiety, right? The challenges the project managers were facing. What would be our role in the new way of working? Because to be very honest, in a formal Agile team, there is no project management role. There is Scrum Master, Product Owner, and the Dev team. And I saw that many senior project managers were taking up the Scrum Master role because that point in time, still SAFe was not there that they could take up the registered engineer or any product management kind of role. So basically, the Agile disrupted the traditional project delivery model and for a while pushed classical project management approaches to the background. But the profession did not disappear, but it evolved over time. Now, with new thinking, adaptive practices, and the certifications like PMI, ACP, and several agile aligned framework. In fact, PMP had certification has also undergone lot of transformation. And I'm sure, like today in the PMP certification, we used to read Rita Mulcahy book, but today I'm sure in the PMP certification itself is containing lot of agile materials in terms of contract practices and many other things. And there is no surprise that the PMI has acquired disciplined agile delivery to a right important part of their PMP certification. The PMI has acquired that. So over the last 25 years of agile driven delivery, many new roles, frameworks have emerged. Yet one thing remained constant, the importance of the project manager, program manager, and the delivery leaders in ensuring the value is delivered successfully. So now we are entering into another major inflection point, the era of artificial intelligence. Just like any other profession, project, program, and portfolio management roles are now also under the scanner. Important questions are emerging. How will the project, program, and the portfolio roles evolve in the AI-driven world? Will AI replace the traditional project management activity, or will it empower the project leaders to make better decisions and deliver outcomes more effectively? But the reality is, AI should not be seen as a competitor, but as a powerful accelerator to embrace. The project leaders of tomorrow will be those who embrace AI as a strategic enabler, combining human judgment, leadership, and stakeholder management with the power of intelligence system. Now, without further delay, I would like to take this moment to introduce our speaker for the session, Mr. Rajesh Rajalingam. He is a technology transformation leader, program portfolio management practitioner, having over 25 years of experience in IT with 15 plus years into enterprise program leadership. He is a PMI India champion and a PMP PMI ECP mentor. So Rajesh is a technology and a program management professional with over 25 years of experience leading enterprise scale initiative across manufacturing, logistics, financial services, and energy sectors. Over the past 2 decades, he has specialized in project, program, and portfolio management, guiding complex cross-functional initiatives that connect technology execution with strategic business outcome in multinational environments. He's a certified PMP and a SAFE practitioner. Rajesh has worked extensively with the global engineering and business teams to structure large transformation programs, simplifying complex technology landscape and delivering outcome in the fast evolving digital ecosystem. He's a certified green belt in Six Sigma, advocate of governance through structured program and the process. Now, beyond his professional role, Rajesh has been an active contributor to the project management community. As a PMI India champion, he has supported the knowledge sharing initiative and mentoring within the professional community. He has also trained and mentored aspiring professionals preparing for the PMI certifications like PMP and PMI SAP, conducting learning sessions within the organization, including IBM, and through broader practitioner forums. In recent years, Rajesh has been exploring how the rise of artificial intelligence and the intelligence systems is reshaping the practice of project, program, and portfolio management. His work and research focus on how program leadership must evolve in an AI-driven environment where data, automation, and intelligence systems increasingly influence decision-making, execution model, and value realization. Through his engagement and discussions with the PM community, Rajesh advocates combining the discipline of structured program management with the possibilities enabled by AI to help organizations navigate complexity and deliver meaningful outcome. So today he joins us to share perspective on the project, program, and the portfolio management in the AI era. So welcome, Rajesh.
Thank you, Subbu.
Also, it gives me thank you. Also, it gives me immense pleasure to introduce the moderator of today's session, Swati Banerjee. She's a technology lead, delivery lead, senior manager, Accenture. Swati is a seasoned delivery manager at Accenture Kolkata, over 20 years of diverse experience in the IT industry, spanning multiple domains, roles, and industry verticals. She brings extensive expertise in the project, program, and the portfolio governance, along with financial, contract management, quality, risk oversight, and driving value through innovation and sustainability initiatives. Currently, she oversees Azure data delivery for clients across Europe and the APAC region, ensuring high-impact outcomes and seamless execution. With this, I'll pass it to Swati to take this forward.
Thanks a lot, Shubho. Okay. With that, let's get started. So, as Shubho rightly mentioned, right, over the past few years, artificial intelligence and intelligence systems have moved from experimentation to real operational use across industries, right? From predictive analysis and intelligent automation to generative AI copilots. These technologies are fundamentally changing how organizations plan and execute and deliver projects. traditionally project, program, and portfolio management relied heavily on human judgment, historical data, and manual reporting, right? Today, AI-driven insights, automated workflow, real-time risk prediction, and decision support systems augmenting these practices largely, right? But with these advancements come very important questions like how will the role of project leaders evolve? Then what happens to the traditional project management tools and the governance methodologies? Then how can organizations balance AI driven efficiency with human judgment and accountability? Today's conversation will largely explore how AI is transforming project management practices from planning and execution to strategic portfolio decisions, and what this means for the leaders and practitioners in these years ahead. Okay. In the context of project program and portfolio management, many of the traditional activities such as planning, reporting, risk tracking, resource allocation, performance monitoring, they are increasingly become data driven and technology enabled. At the same time, project leadership has always relied heavily on human judgment, stakeholder management, and then contextual decision making, right? So, with that, the interesting question is not just whether AI will automate certain project management tasks, but whether it will fundamentally reshape how project, program, and portfolios are being planned, governed, and delivered. With that, my first question to you, Rajesh, would be how do you see artificial intelligence fundamentally changing the practice of project, program, and portfolio management? Over to you, Rajesh.
Thank you, Swati. It's a wonderful way to set the context for this discussion. Yeah, in one word, I would say yes, it is fundamentally going to change. Let's take a look at how. So I would like to preempt certain thoughts from our minds before I well into this, right? So for momentarily, let's not think about Gen AI or agentic AI or what. Those are parts of the ecosystem. Let's get rid of it. And let's also, for now, put to our back burner or backside, how AI tools will influence the current work. Our mission is to look at what is going to change if AI era shapes up, as it shapes up, what we will be building, what we'll be delivering. If that changes, the entire scheme of things changes, right? Which is what is going to happen subsequently. So coincidentally, this transformer algorithm, which is the foundation of this Gen AI, right? Generating whatever it generates, has really set the hype to a very great extent, right? Because it reaches the common man, touches the common man very quickly. And professional also equally quickly, because lots of documents can be read in seconds. And lots of things image can be generated in seconds. They set a very good, hype or expectations. So what the fact it unveiled is the compute power. That's a blessing for us, right? So eventually, what has been lying dormantly, the capability not leveraged as AI since our early years, the day when Spielberg made films, VT, even that stage, AI was there. I've seen in library books having silver color white robot, right? Saying that artificial intelligence is evolving. So since that day, it was there. But this Gen AI, what has done is lit the cracker up. So everyone want to test and say if it fires for me, if it fires for me. Okay, that's one good thing. But the other good thing what it has done is it has also triggered the brains of some people. Can I leverage to do my routine or day-to-day activity or my entire enterprises? But unfortunately, that's the thought struck there, it doesn't shape up. So let's say as a community, we want to shape our thoughts as how this change would be. Let's assume, right? Let's assume certain things. What if your management or boss comes to you and say, I'm willing to invest to make you an assistant for you, right? Which will do all the activities you want it to do it. Not that it is going to do on its own, but you want it to do it. I want to invest. What would be those activities? And if such an option was given to you, what would be your mindset? And what would be my mindset? And also option is given, what other activities you would like to pursue, having outsourced certain things to your assistants, which will do whatever you want. I'm willing to invest and try. Such an investment case is given before some people of your team, or it is given to you. This all each individual in the quality, imagine that way. So what would change? So we will not be building softwares, right? We will not be deliver softwares. We will be building a system as such, we clone a portion of a clone or full of a clone. So this AI era is going to change what we build and deliver. It's not just softwares. It's not just ERP systems. It's not systems. I mean, any deterministic one which will work as per the spec. So that is the first paradigm shift we need to understand, which means what we are going to build is significantly changing. So which will significantly influence why and when I should build that. So what are the scenarios I should consider to adopt that? So will I clone everything? Can I clone? It's not possible. Human system, no, we still, people are wondering how our system functions, right? It's no way comparison. So as a given option, what would you clone? So let's have that mindset and see what kind of system you will build. What kind of governance measure you will put in place so that, first of all, you are safe. You can rely on that output. So that mindset we all should imbibe as a leaders, as a project managers, as portfolio managers, right? Before, rather than looking in isolation, the excitement, oh, agentic AI is there, I can do 2 workflows automation. No, that's very trivial. That's one part of our ecosystem that will emerge in the future. That's not all of it. So now that this has been ignited, now everyone is looking at what it can do. Some to the extent in our other forum, somebody told, I can put 1 million, do whatever you can, right? But that doesn't happen that way. It cannot happen that way. So how do we approach it? So from the project management by the PMA, I already thought about this already. Since I also mentioned, and in other forums, I recall saying that sovereign AI, right? Subha told, 30, 40, 1950 itself, I think when the first computer came, parallel AI was surfacing in one shape or the other. So now is the more curiosity what we are going to do about it, right? So how we are going to build and what system we want to build. So now everybody is there. Even they're willing to put money, which is a good thing. But what is the structure that should be in place? So PMI, the institute, already has defined a lifecycle model for it, which is centered around data, which Swati mentioned during setting the context, right? We need reliable data. She did mention that, right? Centered around the data. So how did PMI get this framework in place? So already in 1990, IBM, they have a model called CRISP. I'll share the slide shortly, wherein specific data science, data-related work analysis, they are their own life cycle. Like when Google had its own life cycle to do the search and then how they've been doing their operations. Likewise, there are many models. So from that model, we have the life cycle model, which is centered around data, and the data has to be understood and data has to be prepared so that it can be curated for AI to consume. And once AI consumes it, then we train it in such a way that it does what it wants. And then on top of it, we associate with the agents that need to talk to it, and furthermore models need to integrate whatsoever. The ecosystem evolves from there. So that's the foundation. When we talk about enterprise, that's the foundation we should take. So if that is the foundation we want to build, how many portfolio, program, and project will deliver? Probably there will not be many projects. Maybe everything will be in a much bigger shape, right? So we'll become orchestrators than project managers. Let's leave the time to answer for it. We are the ones who will be shaping as we go by. So having said that, to answer to Swati's ask of, what exactly, is going to change, right? How it's going to change. So I'm sharing my screen right now and I'm on a slide. Swati, can you acknowledge if you see it?
Yes, we can see. Rajesh, please go ahead.
Yeah, it's a small infographic that we built. So on the right-hand side, if you see, this is where traditionally we are used to. And this will continue for even, 5 to 10 more years as well. Because it's not a switch, right? We just, tomorrow there will be a system, hour fast we may be. So there are governance in place, there are testing in place. So it will take time. So from here, we'll gradually move. But if we don't have a proper structure and mindset and controls and checks in place, this migration will not be smooth. If you ask me, does the transition from linear programming era, compute era to internet era was smooth? No. The transition from internet era to cloud CAMS, mobile era was smooth? No, may not be. Even in fact, our today microservices manifesting in many ways. But when it came conceptually as a SOS service architecture, it didn't fire at all. People don't want to reorganize their businesses. People want technology to be flexible to what business was. But somehow nature found its way. So I'm not saying the journey is going to be easy, but if the journey is very structured, and that's where the project management committee come into play, probably it will be more pleasant and it will be more joyful amidst all the challenges and then chaos, but we will be able to shape it up. So this is the one which I even generated by asking only, AI system, ChatGPT, I would say. So this is my first prompt output, and this is my, last prompt output. After refinements, we agreed that this is what we should, probably, discuss or communicate. So from here, we are transitioning to, imagine the scenario I said, when your boss comes and asks you, so you will start framing immediately, right? So what are the, opportunities? You will identify the opportunities. So we will have a strategy first. We will have a strategy is what portion I should clone first, priority, and how I should clone, and how I will verify, how I can rely upon it. So that forms a strategy. So, and then probably you will have to know, this is a standard demand funnel, right? You create demand, it get approved, production value decision, then. And then we really execute is what green, AI programming capabilities. So I'm not going to rely on explain each and every element of this slide, but really, if you can carry this message forward. So fundamentally, what we are building and delivering all these days is going to change completely. That's why we need a new lifecycle model, point number 2. So does it mean that we don't need any management systems? No. On top of whatever we are already doing, that is the foundation. Without that, we cannot do a better job tomorrow. So what is required of us, we will not be able to do. So we will evolve. We'll evolve to address all these things. What you see is this right-hand side of me. You see, enabling capability is one of the key factors, right? You see cross-functional team, all are different teams. These guys normally don't talk to each other. They are on their own silos, their own world, for their own good reasons. And they have no reason to talk and communicate, right? As aggressively as the coordinators, orchestras need to be. So it will be a prime job of the new, of the evolving PM community, even more, aggressively orchestrated. I mean, aggressive is not a nice word, but with depth, required depth. So it will be perfect T-shape, right? This communication is key again. Communication cannot be replaced by any bot or any artificial intelligence. Communication is human native. So how good one is in communication, you will drive how easily that person can carry forward or get this team work done. So probably this is the more challenging area where the PM will have to, all the 4 dots will have to work together. That is a more role. So we'll be gradually, today we will say we are in isolated pilots of GenAIs and few RAGs we develop, few agentic, agentic agents we deploy, and that too, mostly it is not at enterprise scale, it's all in silos. So we will have to, goal is to move from isolated pilots to intelligent enterprise, for which we need to have a structured lifecycle model, which is what, we will cover quickly, glimpse of it. I'm not going to go through it. So whatever standard, PMP applied, phases or things there, it is applied through CPMI, Cognitive Program Management for Artificial Intelligence, as this corresponding this. So strategy, we can AI transformation strategy. Portfolio will focus on the use case prioritization. Even today we call it as demand management. Still you can call it demand management, but since we are going to exist co-live with the current and tomorrow's world, so AI use case prioritization will be separate funnel. That's how it will be managed. Once both become integrated system, then probably we'll have called some other name. So delivery will be through CPMA lifecycle. We'll see what this lifecycle is. It is one layer above, you can say, one layer abstracted towards our standard lifecycle. Standard lifecycle still exists, but it will be in specific phases. So AI products related, so I will not dwell on it. So this is what PMA derived from whatever I said. Several organizations practicing, data practices on their own, data science activities from Google, Crisp, and other organizations like Benz. So this model was pulled. It's not rocket science. It's very common sense as our PMBOK used to be. The only thing, we are going to build the next subsequent versions of this. So feel proud about that, and then keep your thinking, think tank on. So we'll be first understand what is the need, what is my need, what I'm going to clone, and what is the data required for it. Do I have data for it? I prepare data model version. So this is the life cycle data. So subsequently, so this is to show that I'm taking data from proven sources. So this model, whichever you saw, this diagram which is circles, right, is derived by PMI from these organizations' practices, which is proven. Only thing they've done is they extracted to a level that is very generic. You can apply it anywhere. Whatever add-ons is we as a community going to make it. As a practitioner, we'll be making it. I'll be making it. Maybe Swati, maybe no Subho, all will be witnessing how this shapes up, right? Now, I would like to take a pass here. So this is the change. This is the mindset we should have, right? And this will subsequently lead to different roles, which will again test on as we go by. So specifically, if you want to look at, so as a program project manager, we need to understand all the roles involved. So this table is for illustration of what distinct major roles that a PM or PPM or whatever you may call it in future will have to coordinate with. If you ask me for specific PPM roles, we would say, some 6 roles transforms to. So these AI product manager can be AI delivery manager also. So probably, this is how role shapes up. So the roles are not evolving. The roles are not, diminishing or eliminated. It is evolving for a greater cause. The ask is for more grasp of technology as well as strategy, more than ever before, because it's not deterministic. So that world is over. That world will saturate pretty soon. Of course, those systems will be there at the beginning, back end, generating data, creating data. On top of it, the AI layer will come and sit, which will have one more separate landscape, right? Which will be on top of everything, which will be talking to everything. Even it will talk to mainframe, whatnot. So we have APIs and calls, so all those conceptual architects will come into play. So what it also means is the landscape is getting very, very complex. So ecosystem will have galaxy of tools, too many vendors to manage. Unless even the optimists, still the vendors will be many because our landscape is as such. Because we have to maintain and run the existing system as it evolves, transition to AI systems, and then AI system will have its own unique set of vendors. So yeah, the cost consolidation again, which how will you require from where? Again, that will be another challenge. So yeah, there are challenges. There's more work involved. There's no way that the work is going to reduce. Work is going to reduce for a good cause. We're going to free, hopefully, bandwidth. And it's my will and wish that, at least after AI, people will be able to go to 5 o'clock, leave the office with peace. How? So with that note, Swati, I take a pass. I hope this helps with the perspectives, what could change, how it could change, and what skills you need to make around that area broadly. Back to you, Swati.
Okay, great. Thank you so much for the lovely insight, Rajesh. Okay, with that, let's move on. Okay. So as you rightly mentioned, that AI has tremendous potential to improve project, program, and portfolio management. However, its effectiveness depends heavily on the quality, availability, and consistency of data, right? AI systems learn from historical data patterns to generate predictions, insights, and recommendations. However, in many organizations, we have seen that project data is often fragmented across multiple tools, inconsistent in format, and not probably rightly captured in systematic manner. Status report may still be very largely narrative, risk logs may not be standardized, and valuable delivery insights often remain close within the individual team or the legacy systems, right? Because of this, even though organizations are very excited about AI-driven project analytics or predictive risk management, intelligent portfolio insights, they may struggle with the foundational data readiness needed to make AI truly effective, right? So this brings us to a very important and a practical question. So that would be my next question to you, Rajesh. AI systems, as they heavily depend on data, what challenges do organizations face in using project data effectively to power the intelligent systems? If you just enlighten us with some of these challenges.
Yeah, I think the devil or answer lies within what you narrated. It's wonderful context setting, Swati. Thanks again for that. Why? Because I've been there, right? I've been there. Every month end, and within month starts, we've been calling metrics to demonstrate to support our success, and then what it's to be accomplished. If you want to ask a PCR, right? We all would have been there. Point I like in your narrative or context setting is that a fragmented silos, right? Even big enterprises have, vendor data in one database, contract data, in one database, and for project everything culminates to me actuals, right? And then I need to approve when by when all those things. So this is to acknowledge the challenge that is existing there. But having said that, I myself traversed through this, and I've seen good days like no data lakes are in place. So maybe that would be one starting point of an answer. We have a PM data lake. We can have a PM data lake or IT data lake wherein we can holistically spool this data. So even currently, this challenge has been eased out, and with AI being in place with the capability and the compute power it can bring, we can certainly handle this. But having said that, there's a lot of data data curation and data democratization has to be done, because still in many organizations, not everyone understands the same data in the same way. So they have their own interpretations. And that exercise takes a long time because it's a painful exercise also. Painful, why? Because everything takes time. If I need to go to a stakeholder and when explain them, this is what I infer from out of it. Does it mean same to you or something else? Or can we have a consolidated one? That discussion takes time because we always have a run, right? We have a shop to run, we have things to, lights to be on. And then this always comes as a priority, second priority. Without AI, still my system would work today, right? It would. But unless people get used to it, they cannot live without, they get to states that I cannot live without it. I cannot live without my mobile. So until we reach that level of maturity and, integrated, usability, accustomed, then we will not, miss it. So the transition of, building a, data organizing, system on top of the data, the way the shape it exists is a challenge that we will all have to work on together. And I've been there in the challenge. I welcome to an extent, I say, because I built Power BI dashboard myself in different dynamics. So my infrastructure data comes from different vendors, right? Some T systems, some will come from Azure, and they have different cycle times, and then cloud is different. I have to get the reports from cloud itself, right? And on-prem comes from something. So currently, what is happening is many PMs will be relieved if a PM or if his PMO or if his assistant are people who's doing the extra volunteer effort to get the data-centric view, that this can go away. But this is a pain of knowledge. It will go away, provided we curate the data assets, right? So I've struggled a lot because contact data is confidential, right? And on the project, I cannot bring because it's enterprise confidential. So the answer is the challenge prevails, acknowledged, but that is an opportunity for us to address it through the capability of AI. Once we get the data into the shape that we can read, and then the way I can succeed in building a dashboard, so it reduced almost for me, few weeks, I would say, 3 to 5 days, my executive reporting reduced it. So once we make the dashboard auto-populated, then the next step. Auto-population is very difficult because there's a synchronous of timing is involved. As you rightly pointed out, it is fragmented. It is in silos. So this calls for enterprise level coordination. So my CNP head will be different. You would not allow my API to call. First of all, if I start operating, I will allow myself until he gives me, drop me data somewhere in the drive, I'll not be able to take it. And it is not his obligation. So the intra-company, seamlessness, integration, communication. In larger enterprises, it's a bigger challenge, and everyone has their clock full until 6 or 7 o'clock. Rajesh, some other day, right? Maybe I can put an improvement use case. So all this will fall in place provided everyone has aspirations to make their life better, their routine better, and put one use case, put it in the AI funnel, and then put it in a use case and probably it will come. So that is a solution approach to it. Again, that's an opportunity. There will be a spike of workload there until we stabilize and mature it. So again, an opportunity for us. More resources are required until we build the systems. More coordination required. Initially, then there will be a raining of meetings. I had to use the words, right? Because until people happily come to the meeting, yes, this is going to solve my problem, then they're not going to come to the meeting, happily at least. Either they'll come push from leadership or they'll come, okay, let's see how it can. The level of skepticism involved in there. So the intra-organization dynamics has to be addressed. And then probably the capability that AI will bring in will amplify, the support we need to address these things. Yeah. Again, as prior to this going to AI, we should have a strategy as how will I approach it. What I will talk, that meeting, right? That AI step 1, 2, 3. So that is not happening. Either it starts and stops, or the person who is doing it dies of interest or something like that. So the responsibility of the leadership should be like pick and encourage those people and invest to harvest at some point, right? Not everything will give you the harvest the day one, right? I put a crop, I have to wait. So invest to harvest. People who are selling the demands, please put it with conviction. What will stop or what will not happen or what you will miss, even the pleasantness. It was all a pain, but future I can create bandwidth. So articulate that in a way. Again, somebody said, no, articulation is the key. If you're not articulate, you won't get it. Back to you, Swati.
Okay. Thanks again, Rajesh, for such an insight and, guiding us what could be the probable ways where we can integrate getting the AI system more, knowledgeable and leverage the best of the information available. Having said that, let's move on to our next context, like as artificial intelligence become increasingly integrated into project delivery environments, we have seen that, right? The role of project, program, and portfolio leaders is also expected to evolve, right? Many routine activities, like as I mentioned earlier, also like report generation, schedule tracking, data analysis, they may become increasingly automated or AI assisted, right? At the same time, AI will introduce new ways of working where leaders will need to interpret the AI generated insight, question algorithmic recommendations, and combine the data driven intelligence with human judgment and experience, right? This shift suggests that future leaders may need to develop new capabilities beyond the traditional project management skills, such as data literacy, maybe AI awareness, system thinking, and the ability to make strategic decisions in technology enabled environment, right? So the important question here, Rajesh, becomes is not just how AI will change the tool we use, but how it will shape the skill that the project leaders need to, remain effective and relevant. So my question to you will be, what new skills we, the project manager and the program portfolio delivery leads, need to develop to effectively work with AI-powered system? If you can enlighten us, Rajesh.
Thanks, Swati. I think wonderful perspective again. As you rightly said, no, the answers are within the context you said. You quoted about, data literacy, you quoted about systems thinking. Those are the skills, we will evolve into, especially this community which is in the call, right? I mean, considering that majority of them are or have exposure to PPM, project program and portfolio management. So all those skills, what you mentioned, few mentioned, I may add few more to it. So yeah, this life cycle awareness is very broad again, right? So probably what custom systems you have to build for healthcare, it is one different paradigm at all, right? So these life cycles and minor tweakings will have to happen. So that AI life cycle awareness is very much important. If it is certain things are very specific to industry, so that has to be remembered. So what is the other challenge I would say, or what is the other thing we have to embrace is this, as we embrace AI, so we should be very cautious that we are getting more close to business. We're getting more close to domain. Or rather, yeah, it's a marriage now. Marriage, it's a structure again, break it. You'll have to follow again process. So that's where retraining and all will come. So maybe it's not a best analogy, but yeah. We're getting more bonded. So which means, right, that the domain skills, you will not be the depth side of the tea, but at least, way forward, if not already, the signs are there. It will be more towards domain specific roles also will be there. Healthcare, AI delivery manager, maybe, I don't know. So To add to your point, I'm sharing my slide. Hope you can see it. So AI lifecycle awareness, I would add, this cross-functional collaboration is what will make the progress happen. So that's what the people's role are. Whatever you see in the left side, that's what their role are. And then are we building the right system? Are we building the system right? All will be governed by governance and risk awareness. Because when we are building autonomous systems, obviously there'll be bias. So obviously, it has to be monitored, because if the data pattern change, if there's some variation in data, probably the system, the predictability, the accuracy could be challenged, right? So what feeds in what, or it's what gets out. So, and then we should be consistently in the experiment mindset. So our mindset has been like, we see waterfall, it's all, it's deterministic acceptance criteria. So now it would be, you may put a system now today, tomorrow there may be additional system in healthcare, which would be really vital to really eliminate cancer, right? So we need to, if we are relying on that model to really, diagnose, or doctor realize, doctors on top of that, but still, if you get used to it, if he every time remembers that AI should remind me, probably should make sure that AI is informed, right? That level of responsibility also should be there. That's what I would say responsible AI is, right? Not that do one time and then it's his job. No, it's my job all day. Only I'm trying to create some bandwidth. That's all I'm trying to do. So probably, that experiment mindset, and then, cross-functional collaboration is what I like to emphasize. Over on top of what you already mentioned, as part of your context setting as well. I think that would suffice for that question. Over to you, sir. Stop sharing.
Again, thank you so much for that, sharing that knowledge with us, Rajesh. So let's quickly move to our next context. Like, as we are already discussing this, like over the past few years, we have already started seeing early signs of AI-assisted project management, from automated reporting to predictive risk alert to intelligent scheduling, and AI co-pilots integrated into delivery tasks, right? Regular delivery activities. However, these developments may just not be the beginning of a, very much larger transformation. As AI capabilities continue to evolve, we could see a future where project data flows seamlessly across tools, right? Intelligent system continuously analyze data patterns, and leaders receive real-time insights to guide strategic decisions. In such environment, project managers may work alongside AI power assistants that will help with planning, forecasting, scenario analysis, etc. Right? So it is interesting to think beyond the immediate changes and imagine what the next phase of this evolution might look like. So my next question to you, Rajesh, quickly would be, looking 5 years ahead, okay, what might an AI augmented project management ecosystem looks like to you? It's your perspective, if you can share.
Yeah. Thanks for that. Let me just quickly. Yeah, first of all, I don't have to log into any system. That's how I will imagine. Even the moment the laptop or whatever Android device, notebook I'm having, I can open it in the morning. It will recognize my role already because it's given to my role. So I can actually, through my voice, I can ask, what are the, where are we in terms of this model training? So what is the stakeholder feedbacks? Any alarming, no indicators are there for us to address a particular meeting. So all can happen over a talk. And then, probably I can even prioritize meetings based on outcome of certain trainings or any escalations. That's all that I can be advised by risk of few words from me. And then probably, all systems are well integrated. All the pains you said, data and silos, they may remain in silos, but we will have a layer on top of it. I'm confident on that. So probably everything, my day's schedule can start by a few prompts, my verbal prompts, right? And then my meetings can also prioritize. I can say, if this stakeholder group is not happy about the way the model training is going on, please cancel this meeting and schedule this meeting, and let's reprioritize this, and then let's pick it out. And then any progress is not going, and probably itself can recommend, the resource composition is not working, right? So probably, meet with them. So entire routine, how I start my day, can be guided by AI, but I will decide what is to be addressed, what is to be done for the goodness of the logic. Yeah.
Great,
Thank
absolutely
you, sir.
right. Yep. Thank you so much. Okay, with that, I think we should have some fun by switching over to a very quick rapid fire round. What do you say?
Right?
Okay, where
Right?
maybe a very crisp answer I would be looking for from you. Maybe to start with in one sentence. Okay, AI will replace project managers or augment them. Your view.
Argument to all them.
Augment. Okay, fine.
Yeah.
Okay, quickly moving over. One project management activity you believe AI will automate first.
Data management and reporting.
Lovely. Okay. Next question. One PM skill that AI will never replace.
Emotional intelligence and empathy. I'll say empathy.
Empathy. Loved it.
Empathy is
Okay.
first.
Yes. Moving ahead. If every project manager had one co-pilot, what task should it handle?
Again, I will stick to data management and reporting.
Okay. Okay.
Or dashboards
One.
that will talk to me. Yeah. Dashboards that will talk to me. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Yes. Okay. Next one. One AI capability that could dramatically improve project risk management. What do you think?
I think historical data, insights from historical data definitely would
Yeah.
help.
Okay. Okay. Moving on quickly again. Data, culture, or tool. Which is the biggest barrier to AI adoption in project management today? What do you think?
Culture.
Culture. Agree.
Data, I would say, yeah, but we should have mindset
Culture.
to
Yes.
on the data.
Yes. Mindset.
Culture is
Culture.
first.
Very,
Yeah.
very rightly said. Okay. Next one. In the AI era, should project managers become more technical or more strategic?
Both
Good.
strategic,
Okay.
yeah, driven by
Strategic.
technical and strategic.
Yeah. Okay. We hear that technical managers. We don't need project managers. Everywhere we need technical managers right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on. One AI tool or capability every project leader should start experimenting today.
Yeah, just to familiarize with any model, maybe Copilot, I would say. Like
Copilot.
Copilot, any tool,
Yeah, I
any
agree.
LLM,
Copilot.
make it
To
Copilot.
start with, it is probably Copilot, and then
Yeah.
we are going on. Okay. Will portfolio decision in future be driven by more human intuition or AI insight?
It will be, AI insights guided by human intuition. So human intuitions will feed feed the AI insights back to me. My
Yes,
intuitions again will feed back to me. Yeah.
correct. Rightly. Okay. Last one. In 3 words, the future of project management in AI era.
Scale, speed, orchestration.
Oh, lovely. Okay, excellent. With that, I think, yeah, we almost wrapped up the session. We will open the forum for question answer. Shubho, what do you say?
Oh yes, I have a question to begin with. After that, like I'll pass it to the others. So you have shared a very some interesting slides, Rajesh. Yeah, I see Abhishek also has a question. So, but let me just take mine first. Um, how many of them? These are very good to know. But are these into practice right now, or those are still in, I mean, in the evaluation mode, that whether those will be the right one or not? Because do you think that, I mean, people have already started adopting it, or still it is in the kind of discussion phase? That's a part of the, I mean, part one of the question. And the second is how organizations or the clients are, I mean, embracing these kind of practices. Are they really embracing these things, or they're still taking time to, I mean, take a stab on that? What is your thought?
We are in the anxiety phase. I mean, both leadership as well as the customers embracing, the watching, and then they're in the anxiety phase, I would say. I think first point we would say, if they're embracing, right, the models, I say that's what you referred, right, the tools are. No, it's all in theory. But they want to do, there is an interest, there is an aspiration to do that. But no one has started in the way we spoke here.
Okay.
That's my grasp. That's my grasp. But this ignition, what the generative AI and then the quick buzz of genetic agents created is, we should outlive that and then think beyond. That's why I said, please take that as a back step. Let's not bring that as a forefront. What with this capability, what we need to build? It's not just them. These are one of the components. Generative AI is one layer. And then this agentic AI is integrator or coordinator, integrator, I would say. It's a bridger, right? It will integrate things. But actual intention, which is what the course no one is talking about.
Right.
What this will happen is, with the capability that is thrown free in terms of LLMs, generative lying, they put some RAG and they can do, but that will not be a good ROI at all. And that will have a good use at all. So that is why we started even our discussion to say that no, someone should ignite and should walk this talk. I'm not saying it's not happening at all. Maybe in pieces. But why it is so is because business only look at quick and consumable nuggets, right? So if IoT is there, IoT even when it initially came, some quickly adopted. In oil and gas industry, when the rusting, right, or else how quickly it rusts. Likewise in diagnostic predictive maintenance, we did put quickly it adopt. Likewise, we don't have enterprise-wide common. So that is why we need to pull here, right? Like the pull mechanism. This community can do it, but we alone can do it. We need to trigger this discussion with product SMEs, and then people who are sitting at blue collar in flow shops in manufacturing, people who are sitting in as a rig operators, operating equipments, rotating equipments to produce the hydrocarbons, or people who are provisioning the telecom systems, right? The connections and then subscriptions who are activating it. All those things, this should trigger. Since because Ghibli came now, we don't know what Ghibli is. Not I mean, we lost the taste of it, right? So it should not come and die like this. Enterprise should invest. But what will make them invest is what we need to create business cases. That's why AI opportunity funnel is first. Like anywhere else, but here it's more difficult and challenge because it is big. It's not easy to clone Subo, right? Subo, somebody, yeah. So what portion, what you do first, and what in turn in long term it will enterprise. That's why if enterprise leadership itself from the board, some push comes and then all the VP CEOs start discussing how I can make Swati Rajesh life better so that they retain with me happily. And then so ROI is not just tangible. There are many intangibles as well. Let's look at collectively, and then if they decide to invest so that they can harvest, that case comes into play, and they can say end-to-end tying up. It's not tying now at all.
Correct.
There's a huge risk. How will I build a model? How will I clone Subo? No. I'm telling you first, admit that we cannot clone Subo. For example, try to take a name. Rajesh, you cannot clone because they are emerging. Today I might think one, tomorrow I might think something else, which may be better. So forget about, admit the risk and then address it like we say in Agile, like whatever, right? Low impact and high impact and low, like that we have to see. So first comes the data issues, right? Already they have enough problems to address with this capability itself. The integrated data itself will get several instances.
Understood. Thank you.
In our own IT, forget about industry. People are sitting at GCCs, they're even more closer actually to the business.
Correct.
Right. Whenever I talk to operators, they will say every day they're on the floor, they're on a matrix which need to address risk management, right?
Right.
Which needs a maintenance. This equipment needs a maintenance. This is a work order already there. So those people also has to be impressed by this. So who will take it forward? Mostly they receive software. Just another tool are bringing where I need to put data.
Correct.
They're not even onboarded sometimes. Fully. I said, okay, I will do. No, it should come from them.
Sure.
So what we can do is what the pull should come. What can we make to make the pull come from them? Maybe we can push back to Microsoft, other organizations that demand more demos or more illustrative things as part of a launch itself. We give it because this is a burden on us, right? I mean, you can wait so that he also consumes the revenue sooner rather than giving it free for years and then you create 5 images, then he says now upgrade. I mean, these are all means. I mean, this is not a scale we are discussing to. If you want to change the nation for good, to change the nation or family for good, I want to go home early, peacefully, knowing that everything is safe, then probably build a system like this.
Thank you. Thank you so much.
Right. So to summarize, it's not. We should evolve it.
Right. Absolutely. Yeah, Abhishek,
Yeah,
you have a question. Go ahead.
yeah. Just a particular question. So, can you please give some insight about AI impact in product management? Just please try to recall. Few minutes back, you only mentioned that one skill which AI can't replace in project management, that is the emotional intelligence or the empathy. So, for product management, as we know, that domain knowledge is very important. Means whether it is a fintech or travel or insurance, whatever. Okay, but AI definitely has some impact in product management also, right? So, can you please give some insight about AI impact in product management area?
Yes, I assume you are referring to building, conceiving a product, or launching it and then building it. If that is so, because there are a lot of AI enablers are there. Probably we can say, for an idea, what is the market, opportunity. So that detection can come really quick these days. You cannot think, you cannot look at McKinsey at all, right? So for a product build lifecycle itself, for a PDD, project development, AI can supplement a lot of aspects. But if you're touching that within AI landscape, whole enterprise building AI, how AI product comes, yeah, within that, if you have very conceived the notion of, and what is the scope of things to that, it itself can be product IT for IT, right? So we build IT products for our own enabling IT. That is one aspect of it. If you go to commercial, shop floor, and any building e-commerce systems, a product, like you want to build a travel app, right, for Gen Z audience alone. So how do you look at? First of all, you want to know market opportunity, what their key said. So we can really shape up market opportunity really quick. From end-to-end lifecycle feasibility, we can do it in few days. For example, you do the data background, you put your idea, you build a product using, build 44 or lovable, and then, what you can do. Yeah, you can do this, show this demo to your consumers or senses, the interest, how you said travel to spiritual areas, probably curated things will come back. So these days, product conceiving and build can be done in days, not in months.
Okay, can you
At least
please
the
just
initial
one
draft
or
and
two?
then
No, no.
initial idea you can give a shape. Will this fly
Yeah,
and ask for a sponsor? Yeah,
yeah, yeah.
that will
Can
answer
you
the
please?
question.
Yeah, no, no. 1 minute. Can you please give some one or two tools name which making some impact in product management? As you just now you mentioned that instead of months, it is giving outcome or output in the days. So can you please
So
highlight one or two tools name, AI tools name for product management?
how does product? Yeah, lovable. You can say to build a quick prototype or application. Lovable base 44. If you want to put agentic workflow quickly, even that can be done in a couple of days, any time from the macros.
Okay.
These tools.
So one
You
is
can use
lovable,
Canva also,
another
but
one is
Canva is a more image building tool. You can use Notion to document your, the way you build your project definition document, right? You can use Notion for that, which has inherent, built-in capabilities. It works like a Word, but you get additional capabilities. You can build database within that, and then it can record minutes for you during the meetings. So many capabilities. Yeah,
okay.
operational as well.
Okay, thank you. So one tool is lovable, another one is which 42? What name once again, please?
You can say base 44.
Base 44, and a third one?
You can take Canva.
Canva. Okay, okay. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, thank you. That's it from my side. Thank you. Thanks for your reply. Okay.
Yeah, I think Sukanya has a question. Go ahead.
Rajesh, thank you for mentioning emotional intelligence. I am an emotional intelligence coach, so that was kind of music to my ears. One question I had for you, I know that there are specific tools for different areas, but any reason that you suggested a Copilot? I mean, can we not start with a Claude? I know that agentic is developing quite a bit. So, I mean, we're not, of course, hijacking a president of a country, but uh, any reason that you're placing certain hierarchies on AI tools?
No. That just came to the top of my mind. What I was saying is I want to go tool agnostic, but that didn't come to my mind. So instead, I say any LLM model which caters. So to be very specific to why not Claude or why not each of the vendor, right, providers have trained their own way, right? Claude is good at something. Copilot is good at tablet wise giving something at certain level only. Okay, and then if you go with the Chat GPT, it has its own curated level of giving multiple details. If you ask the same question again, third time it will give a better answer. So I would say, well, it seems like you have many cookies in a jar. Can you release all the cookies? I'll choose one. So I see it's a very funny way of interacting. So you would say I'm interacting with every tools, and wherever I feel is more I'm relatable for the context, right? More of where I should go, what I should do, I go for Copilot. More subject deep, sometimes I go to ChatGPT. And then if I want to build a quick code and see how it is working, Google Colab is very good because there is an English window comes up. It will say your code is not working. Do you want me to debug? It is not working. There's an optional explain error. If you put it, it will explain the error. Then it will give you options. So that's why coding is not anymore, an issue, right? That's why vibe coding is very popular. But who build the engine is a different thing, right? All core developers will have to migrate there, and all users will have to get into this level if required. Because you yourself can build let's say we make a home product and quickly want to sell it. Trust me, you can do it in few days with few tools.
Yeah, it kind of reminds me of the time when we had the Type A, Type B chargers, and now we have everything is
Correct.
migrated to a Type C charger.
Yeah. The only challenge in this is these are in silos. You can be excited, I can be excited. Whether this will scale for enterprise, will this fit? Because enterprise cannot have 101 tools, right?
Yeah.
So only few things will survive. So this is different. This is one paradigm. Enabling AI for an enterprise is a different paradigm because that has a different ecosystems where everything has to coexist. And every day one tool will come. Today lovable, tomorrow some other kid, 14-year-old may build another tool. Because it's open source. If it is open source, I can inherit it. I can put my wish list, and then if I'm capable, I can build another tool. For enterprise, we cannot run like that, right?
Yeah.
Every day I can buy a tool.
Yeah.
I mean, should not. So that's why big players will have mergers and acquisitions still going forward. So nothing should be discouraged. One forum I said, then Rajesh, are you discouraging creative ideas? You are a leader, right? So let it come. And then so somebody will acquire, and then you will be part of the still ecosystem. People will build, will get a lot of revenue, money. So everybody's happy.
Thank you.
Just additional note to your question. So we should encourage both sides. This doesn't supplement or substitute any specific need to build enterprise. That's a different scale. The tools are different there.
Right. With Rajesh permission, maybe I would like to just add before we wrap up, unless anyone has any question. Like as Shukarna rightly said, right? So there are plenty of tools available, and maybe some of the tools are having certain alignment to particular area, right? Like as Rajesh was telling. But ultimately, I have seen that if you're very good in designing your prompt, right, any tool can do magic, right? So I don't have any preference to any particular tool, right? Now, again, all are very good standard tools, and as I would kind of agreeing with Rajesh as well, that whenever it comes to your personal use, you can play around. But when you are coming up with a enterprise level usage, you have to make sure that security, firewalls, all these things are there. And an organization may not go for all the enterprise licenses, correct? So some organization may go for a Google license, some people may go for right BART license, or and many other licenses are there, right? So ChatGPT, Gemini, right, and Copilot, enterprise license, they are getting it, right? If they have a Microsoft suite of application, the Copilot comes there. Now, from my past, some of my past experience, I can tell you, if you can put some good prompt, sometimes a tool like Copilot can also generate a very interesting Gantt chart, right, which you may take a lot of time to develop, and it's very, very difficult. So again, it is at this point we are not still very, very. I mean, should not be having too much preferences, because I mean, depending on their own choice, someone has a particular preference to any particular tool, but ultimately, right, how are you defining your prompt can get you the better result, whether it is a chat GPT or a kind of prompt engineering. And as a project manager, whenever we are doing some transactional activity like decision making, predictability, appraisal, there are many factors, and we need to learn sometimes what is happening behind the scene, how the clustering works, right? How the decision tree works. If you can get that logic, I'm not saying that you have to learn the code, but if you know that what is happening behind the scene, it becomes much easier for you, and you should be able to appreciate that, okay, this is something which is, and you can always have the final call that, okay, which weightage I can give and on what particular right factor. Because let's say when we do, which is one of the very critical activity for the project manager is a year-end appraisal. And you will be dumped with so much of data, correct, on various factors. And you are clueless, right, which one I should be prioritizing and to what extent. Now, that time, this type of data analysis can help, and you can define your right weightage there, and it can generate the report in real quick time, and which is very close to accuracy. Of course, there may be exception, and where you can come up with your own idea, right, and you can override that. Okay. So with this, unless anyone has any question, thank you so much, Rakesh. It was a fantastic discussion, and you have shared a lot of insightful models, etc. We understand those may not be in place right now. Those are still evolving. Of course, these are all visions, right, where how a project program portfolio management can evolve moving forward. Would be looking for more insightful discussions, how the current I would say practicing project management things, right, can be can be done in a much better way leveraging AI, right? So these are all strategic things what we discussed, but maybe we would be looking for some sessions where people will understand how can you define my predictability, how can I understand my early warning signal, how can I do a better decision making, right? How can I understand that, okay, as you rightly said, like we need to go for what time we should be going for a right new budget approval or something like that, when I think the budget should be kind of going behind the scene and I need to look for a PCR. So all these things, right, how AI can help us by doing some automations or using intelligent automation or AI agent, whatever it may be, right, that would be definitely our lookout in the future sessions. Thank you so much, Rajesh, again, and thank you, Sati, for excellent moderation. And with this, right, we'll just wrap up the sessions. Please stay tuned for the future weeks where we are going to come up with some very interesting sessions. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, everyone. Thanks for having me.
Bye-bye.